Hare Krishna Matadi, Anand pranams. After the class is over, I have one question, Mata. Okay.
Sure, Prabhuji, you can ask. I was going live, that's the reason I didn't unmute actually. Okay. So
No issue, Mata. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagatya Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavasti Naistiki. Okay, reading from Bhagavadam. Let us read from 45 to 55, wherein 54 and 55 have purports, so that half of you can read the 54 sloka and half of you can read 55. Until then, I recite. So now we are seeing the situation, the lamentation phase. Okay. So yesterday, I think Prabhuji would have done on the envious part of the other queens actually. So today we are going to continue. Now the kid has died. So how actually the king is going to lament actually. Okay. So that part we are going to see here. Shayanam Shuchiram Balam Upadharya Manishini Putram Anya Me Bhadre Iti Dhatrim Achodayat. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Thinking that her child had been sleeping for a long time, Queen Kritadyuti, who was certainly very intelligent, ordered the nurse, "My dear friend, bring my son here." Sorry. Sa shayanam upavrajaya drishtva chotra lochanam pranendriya atmadhistvektam hatashmiti apatat bhuvi. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. When the maid servant approached the child who was lying down, saw that his eyes were turned upward. There were no signs of life, all his senses having stopped, and she could understand that the child was dead. Saying this, she immediately cried, "Now I am doomed," and fell to the ground. Tashya tadakarnya prishta vrishat suram swaram gahanantya karabhyam ura ucha khairapi pravishya rajni tvarayatmajantikam dadarsha bhalam sahashamritam sutam. In great agitation, the maid servant struck her breast with both hands and cried loudly in regretful words. Hearing her loud voice, the queen immediately came, and when she approached her son, she saw that he was suddenly dead. Papatha bhumhau parivridhyasusha muhoma vibhrasta siroruhambara. In great lamentation, her hair and dress in disarray, the queen fell to the ground unconscious. Tato nripantarapura vartino jana narascha naryayascha nishamya rodanam agatya tulya vyavasayana sudukkitash ताश्च भयालिकं रुद्रो कृताघाषः. O King Parikshit, Hearing the loud crying, all the inhabitants of the palace came, both men and women. Being equally aggrieved, they also began to cry. The queens who have administered the poison also cried pretentiously, knowing full well their offense. श्रुत्वा मृतं पुत्रम् अलक्षितानं विनस्तादृशी प्रपदान् स्क्लशान् पति स्नेहानुबन्धानुदीथया शुशाभृशं विमूर्छितो अनुप्रकृति द्विजैर्वृताः पापथा बालस्य सपादमूले मृत्स्या प्रस विसर्स्ता शुरोरुहाम्बराः दीर्घं श्वसन् बाष्पा कलोपरोधातो निरुद्धकन्तो नासाक्ष भाषितुम्. Translation. When King Chitraketu heard of his son's death from unknown causes, he became almost blind. Because of his great affliction because of his great affection for his son, his lamentation grew like a blazing fire. As he went to see the dead child, he kept slipping and falling on the ground. Surrounded by his ministers and other officers and the learned brahmanas present, the king approached and fell unconscious at the child's feet, his hair and dress scattered. When the king, breathing heavily, regained unconsciousness, his eyes were tearful and he could not speak. पतिं निरीक्ष्यो शुचर्पितं तदा मृतं च बालं सुतं एकसन्ततिं जनस्य राज्ञी प्रकृत्स्ते च हृदृजं सती दधान विललाप चित्रदा. When the queen saw her husband, King Chitraketu, merged in great lamentation and saw the dead child, who was the only son in the family, she lamented in various ways. This increased the pain in the course of the hearts of all inhabitants of the palace, the ministers and all the brahmanas. स्थानद्वयं कुङ्कुमपङ्कमण्डितं निसिञ्चाति सञ्जन बाष्पबिन्दुभिः विकीर्या केशान् विगलत् सृजश्रुतं सुशोचा चित्रं कुरारिव सुस्वरं. The garland of flowers decorating the queen's head fell and her hair scattered. Falling tears melted the corallium on her eyes and moistened her breast, which were covered with kunkuma powder. As she lamented the loss of her son, her loud crying resembled the sweet sound of kurari bird. Yes, Chitra Mohini Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Aho vidastam ativa balisho. Yastvatma srushta aprati rupamihase. Parenu jivatya parasya yamruti. Viparya yaschetvamasi dhruva paraha. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you Mataji.
Thank you Mataji. Suramya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Aho vighatastvamativa balisho yatsvatma srishtya pratirupamihase parenu jivatya parasya yamriti viparyayaschetvamasi dhruva paraha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you Mataji. Madhumai Krishna Kant Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranams Mataji.
Pranams Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Aho vidhata tvam ativa balisho यस्त्वात्मसृष्टि अप्रतिरूपमीहसे परेऽनुजीवत्य परस्य या मृतिर्विपर्ययश्चेत् त्वमसि ध्रुवः परः. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. I think others can read 55 sloka. Aho, please keep your hands raised only. Aho vidatastvam ativa balisho yashtva atma srishte apratrupam ihasim parenu jivati aparashya yamruter viparyayaschet tvamashi dhruva paraha. So synonyms. Aho, alas, in great lamentation. Vidhataha, O providence. Tvam, you. Ativa, very much. Bhalishaha, inexperienced. Yaha, who, tu, indeed. Atma Srishti, of your own creation. Aprati Rupam, just the opposite. Ihase, you are performing and desiring. Pare, while the father or the elder. No, indeed, Jivati is living. Aparashya, of one who was born later. Ya, which, Mriti, death. Viprayaya, contradictory. Chet, if. Tvam, you. Asi, or Dhruva, indeed. Paraha, an enemy. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Alas, O Providence, O Creator, you are certainly inexperienced in creation. For during the lifetime of a father, you have caused the death of his son, thus acting in opposition to your creative laws. If you are determined to contradict these laws, you are certainly the enemy of living entities and you are never merciful. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. This is the way a conditioned soul condemns the Supreme Creator when he meets reverses. Sometimes he accuses the Supreme Personality of Godhead of being crooked because some people are happy and some are not. Here the Queen blames Supreme Providence for her son's death. Following the creative laws, a father should die first and then his son. If the creative laws are changed according to the whims of Providence, then Providence certainly should not be considered merciful, but must be considered inimical to be the created being. Actually, it is not the creator, but the conditioned soul who is inexperienced. He does not know how the subtle laws of fruity activity work, and without knowledge of these laws of nature, he ignorantly criticized the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, Mataji. Usha Mataji, please go ahead.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. प्रणाम्स माताजी.
Pranams.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नाहि क्रमश्चेत् इह मृत्युजन्मनो शरीराणामस्तु तत् आत्मकर्मभिः या स्नेहपाशो निजसर्ग वृद्धये स्वयं कृतस्ते तम् इमं विवश्यसि. थैंक यू माताजी. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Madhusoni Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. दंडवत प्रणाम माताजी.
Pranams Mataji. Hare.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नाही क्रमश्चेदिह मृत्युजन्म शारीरिणामस्तु तदात्मकर्मभिः यस्नेहपाशो निजसर्गवृद्धये स्वयं कृतस्ते तमीमम विवृश्यसि. थैंक यू माताजी. हरे कृष्ण.
Thank you, Mataji. Surya Prakash Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी प्रणाम.
Pranam.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नहि क्रमश्चैह मृत्युजन्मनोः शरीराणामस्तु तदात्मकर्मभिः यस्नेहपाशो निजसर्गवृद्धये स्वयं कृतस्ते तमिहं विभुच्यसि. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु माता.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prananandi Madhavi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. प्रणाम माताजी.
Pranams.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नहि कर्मश्चेत् इह मृत्युजन्मनो शरीरिणाम् अस्तु तदात्म कर्मभिः यः स्नेहपाशो निजसर्गवृद्धये स्वयं कृतस्ते तमिमं विभृश्यसि। हरे कृष्ण माताजी। थैंक यू माताजी।
Thank you, Mataji. Revati Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। प्रणाम माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नहि क्रमश्चेदिह मृत्यु जन्मनोः शरीरनामस्तु तत् आत्मकर्मभिः यः सनेह वासो निजसर्ग सॉरी यस माताजी।
Yeah, you continue.
Yeah. Swayam kridastetam ivam vivrusasasi. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you. Nahi kramaschet iha mrityu janmo शरीरानाम् अष्टु तत् आत्मकर्मभिः यक्ष्णेह पाशो निज सर्ग वृद्धये स्वयं कृतस्ते तम् इमं विवृश्यसि. Synonyms: na, not, he, indeed. Krama, chronological order. Chet, if, iha, in this material world. Mrityu, of death. Janmanoha, of the birth. Shariranam, of the conditioned souls who have accepted material bodies. Astu, let it be. Tat, at Atma Karmibihi, by the results of one's karma, that is fruitive activities. Yah, that which. Sneha Pasha, bondage of affection. Nija Sarga, your own creation. Vriddhaye, to increase. Swayam, personally. Krita, made. To, they, by you. Tham, that. Imam, this. Vivrishasi, you are cutting. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. My Lord, you may say that there is no law that a father must die in the lifetime of his son and the son must be born in the lifetime of his father, since everyone lives and dies according to his own fruitive activity. However, the fruitive activity is so strong that birth and death depend on it. There is no need of a controller or God. Again, if you say that a controller is needed because the material energy does not have the power to act, one may answer that if the bonds of affection you have created are disturbed by fruitive action, no one will raise children with affection. Instead, everyone will cruelly neglect his children. Since you have cut the bonds of affection that compel a parent to raise his child, you appear inexperienced and unintelligent. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. As stated in the Brahma Samhita, Karmani Nirdahati Kintucha Bhakti Bhajam. One who has taken to Krishna consciousness, devotional service is not affected by the results of karma. In this verse, karma has been stressed on the basis of Karma Mimamsa philosophy, which says that one must act according to his karma and that a supreme controller must give the results of karma. The subtle laws of karma, which are controlled by the Supreme, cannot be understood by ordinary conditioned soul. Therefore, Krishna says that one who can understand him and how he is acting, controlling everything by subtle laws, immediately he becomes free by his grace. That is the statement of Brahma Samhita, Karmani Nirdhati Kintucha Bhakti Bhajam. So one should take to devotional service without reservations and surrender everything to the supreme will of the Lord. That will make one happy in this life and the next. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanaya Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Tadati Swapadandikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पदारुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhatta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mugam Karoti Vachalam Mangum Langayate Girim Yet Kripatam Aham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram. Okay, so we are going to start with the sloka number 45 to till 55 we are read actually. Wherein till 53 it's like that is finding the child being died by the first servant maid and then by the Kritadyuti, and the loud cry made by Kritadyuti and the servant maid made other people also get attention there, and then the news spread till whom actually till the king Chitraketu, and then hearing that, so he also falling down, and then he's falling down and he's getting up and he's reaching to the place where the child has been put, and then he falls, seeing the child died, he also falls on the feet of the child with a great lamentation. So in this slokas, yesterday whatever the slokas has covered was related to the enviousness of the other queens. So what happens if we neglect a person in a family? We should always treat the people in a same platform. So there should not be any discrimination, that one should follow whether the person is done mistake or whether the person is doing right. That and all is related to the actions performed by the person, not with respect to the love and affection. So there should not be a discrimination, and correcting the person is the duty, not by getting anger and then giving a harsh words. That is not the way we can make the person correct. One should actually give the time to the person and then sit and make them to explain what has went wrong, and then because of the action what is the result happened. So if we start speaking like that, the communication is very, very important with respect to the any relationship. So it should be that is non-violence. So non-violence communication is the one of the way wherein we can take everyone as a one team. Otherwise, it will always create to the misunderstanding. Here, what was the mistake made by Chitraketu? He completely ignored other queens. That should not be there. If he has been an intelligent person, he could have included all the queens in that happiness, and then he would have taken the help of them, giving the importance to them. So that wouldn't have made this son's die actually, this situation. Correct now? So there he missed out. And then when a person is getting over enjoyed or over lamentation, it's not a right way. This world is full of a combination of miseries and enjoyment. Those are all temporary things living entities will be undergoing. One should strive for that knowledge. That is very important. Even though he is a learned person, Chitraketu being a learned person, still he was behaving on the material platform. So when Angira Rishi came and did that is about the yagnas he has made, and then made the duty pregnant, that means by giving the offer prasadam to her. So he didn't tell anything. He left the place without giving much clarification what the next course of action also. That means what will happen to this child, because the name being the Harsha and Shoka, because more jubilant and more lamentation. Correct now? He will be the root cause of the jubilation also, and he will be the root cause for the Shoka also. So that's the name given to the kid. And then when they saw this, all the queens actually gave poison, and then he died. And then the king came there, that it is shown here. When Chitraketu heard of his son's death from unknown causes, he became almost blind. So this is on the bodily platform. See, we know death is an inevitable for any person, but acceptance of the death for others, we feel, I think there is a slokam in second chapter Bhagavad Gita also. Because that means hearing about Atma, people will be thinking it is a very, what is that, with great Ashwarya, what you tell actually. So with more, as a new thing we are hearing. And then some people after hearing many times also, they will still see, they won't accept it. So death for the body is there, but not for the Atma. So Atma will be again and again, it will be coming back with a new body. So that knowledge a person should have. So which is the real life? Is it on the bodily platform or on the spiritual platform, being the Atma? So Atma being that is a eternal one. It will pass through many births and deaths. So a person should have the knowledge of that. So that is for only the body, not for the Atma. So there is one more sloka also. A wisely person will never lament for that is either the person is getting born here or the person is dying also, because that is the quality of this world. We have to come here because of the forgetfulness of the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, and again we have to go back and take another, but until we realize he is the Supreme Personality. And our primary duty is to perform the devotional service to him. So until a person realizes that, that person will be again and again coming back in the different bodily structures. So here Chitraketu was so much, how much he enjoyed actually in a great jubilation when the child was born. So he was always spending most of the time with the child, wherein when he came to know that child is no more, and then he became so blind, that means there is no life for him. That's how he was behaving here. Because of his great affection for his son, his lamentation grew like a blazing fire. That means like a forest fire. Forest fire, whether we can stop, we cannot stop. Correct? By the nature only, with a great rainfall only, it can stop. It can get stopped. With a bucket of water or something, we cannot stop the blazing fire. When two bamboo sticks, bamboo trees actually makes a friction, automatically the fire comes. So that fire will make the entire forest also to burn out. So one should not lament in such a manner actually, because he's thinking on the bodily platform. So basically he wants the son for his own personal thing, like we have studied in the previous shlokas also, to do the shraddha when he lives for his forefathers and for him also, and to hire the throne also. For that sake only he want actually, even though it is something like more personal. He is having feeling so many queens he had, he didn't had the progeny. So much lamentation. When some person who doesn't was hankering for certain thing, if he gets that particular thing, what will do? He will be so much attached to that. He will be always keeping aside. So that much attachment a person will develop. That is how on the material platform, even the King Chitraketu was behaving like that. So here there are two topics we have to speak on that. One is the death, about the death. About the death, death is inevitable. One must understand that, and everyone has to pass through. Only the duration or the timeline will be varied. When the person has to leave this world, it is already fixed. So that time we have to leave this world at any cost. Whatever the suffering we have to pass through, we have to pass through. So this knowledge one should have. Another one is actually this is a misunderstanding about the God's creation here. Correct now? So he is the supreme Lord, and then he is the creator and the controller of everything. He knows how he is the creator of the law of this nature also. Then obviously he is the knowledge also. That's what we are studying in the Bhagavad Gita also. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sannivishto mattasmriti jnanam apohanam cha vedaisya sarvairahameva vedyo. He is only telling. He is the knower of the Vedas, and he is the creator also. He knows the laws. He only has created the laws. But here, when a person is on the bodily platform or the material platform, obviously the attachment or the emotions will be on the more towards on their own justification. So generally we also justify whatever actions we are performing is the right. So and then we'll always try to put the blame on the other person. Here, Queen is seeing the lamentation of King Chitraketu. She came to know that he is not going to console her. He is not in the position to console her. He is more, that is, he is over lamentation. So only she has to speak so that at least that will make a that he will be able to console. So now she has to play the role of consoling, wherein she has to be consoled by somebody. Generally, in the parents, mom has the more attachment because she is more emotionally tied with the kids, because she carries the kid for 10 months in the womb and then delivers her. And that attachment, that emotional will be more for a woman than a man, wherein here Chitraketu's lamentation is more than the whom actually, the queen. So here they both were shattered actually here. So they were not in a position to accept the death of the son. So when she saw that Chitraketu merged with great lamentation, wherein he is not in a consolable position also, saw the dead child, who was the only son of the family. She lamented in various ways. This is how we also visualize when somebody died in our family also. We'll always, there is a lamentation. So then lamentation should not be done. Is this the question? No, lamentation should be in the manner such, it should console us. It is not that we are out of, that is, we are not in a consolable way, and we should realize, because the person who has died today, tomorrow we are also in the queue. We should understand there is nothing permanent here. So in that way we need to take it actually. So that knowledge will be given by that is when we follow the Guru, Sadhu, Shastra and all. We'll follow the scriptures and then we try to understand, and then on the day-to-day basis we will be applying in many things. Even in this death phase also one should follow what are the things. Do more chanting. That's how the application of knowledge will be advised in our movement. So when we do more chanting, that is a chance that soul will be reaching to the lotus feet of the Lord. That's how the advice we used to hear. In many times actually the great devotee dies also. That is Prabhupada has actually, there was one of the Mataji actually. She was, I think this I heard, I think very long back in one of the lectures, even I think, I don't know, it's NND Prabhuji or someone actually. So I'm not able to recollect exactly. One Mataji, she has not taken initiation also, but she was totally involved in the services. And then due to some accidental death, I think she got burnt in the fire. And then at the time of leaving the body, she recited the Nama of the Supreme Lord. And then immediately actually our Prabhupada has told that she has reached to the lotus feet of the Lord, because at the time of leaving the body, if one person is able to recollect or if he able to recite the holy name of the Lord, obviously they will be reaching to the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even though she has not taken initiation, but still her seva has made her to think about the Supreme Lord at the time of leaving. So such a leaving is a great leaving. So that we minimally we will be cutting the bondage of coming back here, the birth and death cycle. Correct now? So here the lamentation will be there. 100%. We need to grieve for the departed soul, but not in the way on the platform of the material things. So if we are on the material thing, then we'll be thinking that we are the right. Here, the queen is speaking. What is the queen speaking? The creator is inexperienced. Correct? Now, how actually the ignorance is shown here. So this is the normal way when sudden death, for example, a younger age person dies now in the family. So people will think God doesn't have a vision to rescue this soul, because that family needs this person so much, and then that person left, who will take care of the family, and that wife doesn't have the job, and the kids are all small. Are we also experiencing the similar way in our relatives also? We would have seen this, correct now. Here it is a very higher level spoken, because they are in the platform of a little more decent way of more, that is very philosophically also we can take it up. Inexperienced, correct na? Creation will never happen with the inexperienced way, because how to create, how to maintain, and how to annihilate, Lord only knows. We don't know that part, wherein we are the part in that, in his creation. That's it. So we are coming here and going out, and coming here and going out, and again, until we realize he is the supremacy, and then we are surrendering to him, and then by performing the devotional service, reaching back to the Godhead. So until then, we have to come back here and again and again. So the creation happens as per as per the law of karma, which has been created by him. Karma mimansa, correct na? Means karma mimansa means, actually it's very nicely explained here by Srila Prabhupada in the purport, actually. That means one must say act according to the karma. That means accepting the karma, accepting the reversals as it is. So one should realize today we are suffering is because of the doings whatever we have done in the previous janma. It is nothing related to the other person. Whatever we have done in the previous thing, we are passing through, and we have to clear it off also. And giving whatever the actions we are performing, giving those results onto the lotus feet of the Lord, submitting those on the lotus feet of the Lord. That defines the karma mimamsa philosophy. Out of 6 philosophies, this is also one of the things. And then one should understand the laws of karma, which has been defined by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whatever actions we are performing, the results of those actions will always be there in our account only. Like we have studied in Bhagavad Gita also, and I think some part of Bhagavadam also we have, like Lord is being the this body, in this the Jivatma being the one of the birds who is eating the fruits, whereas the Lord is always a witness bird. So he is taking the account of whatever actions we are performing. It may be good, the good actions will lead to the piety, and then the whatever the sinful acts it has been performed, whether it is knowingly or unknowingly, it leads to the impiety, and then we have to come back to get rid of all those reactions also. It may be enjoyment also, it may be suffering also. We have to one must pass through. So one have to come out of that circle, actually. So how to come out of that circle? By performing the devotional service without any expectation, without any anchoring on the material things. So if one develops that higher taste, obviously the actions, whatever the person perform, will get actually in will be taken care under the guidance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he will not incur any sin, or he will be even the whatever the piety is getting, everything, if he is going to submit unto the lotus feet of the Lord, he will be freed from both the reactions, and obviously he will be entering into the kingdom of the Lord. So one should learn that path, actually, so which will help them to get out of this world. Otherwise, this lamentation will be still continuing like that. So here, in general, even when a son dies before the father, actually, a father will not tolerate, correct na? So because the son has left, and then father will be more feeling that whatever he would have put a lot of affection on the son, he would have got up in a good way, and then he would have made a settled life, and then in due to some reasons, actually maybe because of sick or whatever the reason, accident, whatever it may be, if the son leaves this world in front of the father itself, that is that father cannot bear. So as per the law also, actually the son must die after the life, the son must die after the lifetime of the father. So that will be the good way to take it further. That means this is how the family should go, but as per the law, it is not defined like that. So whatever the karmas, reactions we are having, as per that we have to come, and then we have to leave. So everyone is having a timeline and then that is inevitable. Death will come anytime for any person, that we need to accept it. Here, the misunderstanding of the action, that means whatever the creation made by the Lord and then maintenance and the annihilation. Here the law of karma is being spoken in here as per the understanding made by the queen actually. So here the expectation from the God is as per our own expectations. So we think that Lord should always bless us as per my will. And then if it is going in a reversal way, we will not accept it. Then some people will think, I will not pray God from tomorrow onwards. Why I need to do so much austerities to the God if God is showing only the reversals in my life? So obviously they will not go and retrospect what is made them to visualize or experience this situation currently. So that type of knowledge they are not going to strive if the person is on the only material platform. Lord is the supreme controller, and then he only creates the laws of all the things to how to maintain, how it should be annihilated, when it should be created, everything. So when as per the will of the Lord everything goes further, but whatever the input is based on our own karma's reaction, that one should think. He is not giving the suffering for us directly, or he is not giving the enjoyment directly based on the whatever the what is the bank balance we are having. Accordingly we are here, and then we have been put into that one particular family means based on the karmic reactions. So we have to pass through. One should accept this. If one start accepting that, then their karmas, whatever the actions they are performing, will get in a refined way they will perform, and which will make them to move further in the spiritual path. So this comes only by the devotional service. So if one person is not performing a devotional service unto the lotus feet of the Lord, if he is not knowing the importance of the devotional service and who is the supremacy and what is the sambandha between this jiva and the supremacy, if the person is not trying to know the real knowledge, obviously he will be doomed only. Till the end, even while leaving the body also, he will not come to know the truth, why he is lamenting. Okay. So here, the solution here given by Srila Prabhupada in this purport is, Krishna says that one who can understand him, correct na? Even though after getting many births, one who try to understand him and know how he is acting, that means creation, controlling everything by the subtle laws. That means why it has been shown as told as a subtle laws, because law means actually we need to, that is the nature's law. It's in the subtle form only for a material platform person. It's in the subtle form. Whereas a person who is on the spiritual platform will know about the subtle laws, how it will act. Immediately becomes free by his grace. If everything, a person comes to know everything has been controlled by the Supreme Lord, and then we are acting as per his will only, and then based on the karmic reactions, whatever we have done, and while leaving the body, whatever the feelings we have had, and then to which, and then this, which mode we are actually struck here. So all those things, if a person is able to analyze, obviously he will be immediately become freed by his grace. That means by the mercy of the Lord, he will be freed from this birth and death cycle. That means how actually we can make this, he will be refining his own actions, okay, and then in such a manner that he will not try to incur the sin, and then he will not be favor for the whatever the good deeds he has made. So he will be leaving both the things. So obviously his actions will become perfect, and then when a person becomes perfect, obviously he will be freed from this loss reactions. That is a statement in the Brahma Samhita also. One should take to devotional service without reservation. Correct, no? We should not have any reservations. If this condition is met, I will be performing. If this condition is not met, I will not do. Correct, no? Like how in the material world we have the rules, correct, no? If this has to be met, this has to be met, then only we have to move further. So if you apply the same type of rules for even for the devotional service, that will never work out. It should be unconditional. There should not be any reservations. It should be simply, we need to perform the devotional service. That attitude one should develop. So that will make one person to surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord, and which will make at any point of time, even though they are suffering also, even though they are enjoying also, they will think that they will be always in the peaceful mode. So that particular position only one should strive to achieve. Okay? So this will make this will make one happy in this life, even in this life till they survive here, and the next life also will be very happy. Okay. With this, I conclude today's class. It's a very big purport actually. That means a concept. So one is death, related to death, and then how to accept the death, and then how to overcome the dualities, that is the actions, what are the reactions of the dualities, the reversals in the life. So everything has been spoken by Srila Prabhupada here, and then it's a very direct hit. So the people, all these are root cause of what actually? So much attachment to the material platform, which is due to the ignorance. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Anything you would like to speak on this? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, what I would like to know, now there are these other wives who poisoned the child. It is a wrong act.
Yes.
And we have been hearing about jealousy, irsha, hatred from Prabhuji in the last couple of days. They did all these things, jealousy, hatred and everything, and poison and kill. So what is the punishment these people get? Are they not fearful of punishment?
They are fearful of punishment. Why they will? They are not aware of the punishment. That much we can tell. Because see, the enviousness comes. I think yesterday Prabhuji would have spoken on that. See, when we are getting neglected, what actually the attitude comes from us? The negative thoughts about the person who has neglected us. Correct, na? That person is not favoring. That person doesn't like me. Correct, na? That person is not giving respect. Okay, and no importance, and he is disregarding my presence also. He is as if I am not there. He is behaving. Correct, na? This attitude one will get means obviously what it will lead to. The ultimate goal is to get the attention of the person. What I can do so that to get the attention of the person. Okay, whether it is a positive way or negative way. Okay, a person should not develop such attitude. Negativity, see the negative way of thinking, and then which leads so much problems to a person only. Here, the queens, they have been ignored. Correct, na? Because they have been ignored by King Chitraketu, they felt more, that means jealousy on why they have been ignored, they are analyzed. So because of this presence of this kid only, they are ignoring us. If the kid is not there, obviously he has to turn to me. So that attitude they developed. So if that's the reason which made them to poison. So if they have thought that kid is a heir of the throne in future, and even though they have been ignored. For this example, I think we can go to Duru Maharaj. Okay. Suniti and Suruchi. Okay. Suruchi being the stepmother, she told, you don't have any right to sit on the lap currently because you are not born from my womb. Okay. When Dhruva went, correct na? When Dhruva went to his mother, what actually Suniti told, yes, she told rightly only. Because your father gives importance to her only. And then I have been neglected. Correct now? It's fine. So you have to go and ask the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's what she guided. She is the first guru for him. And then one thing she spoke, you should not become envious. Correct now? You should not envy, revenge. Because enviousness leads to what? The revenge. That's what these queens did actually. Correct now? So, and while he is leaving to the forest also, she told, you should not revenge Suruchi. Okay, you go and ask what? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyway, he went to the forest and he got the guidance. He was guided by Narada Maharishi, and then he became a pure devotee, and then he went for the opulence, but finally he felt, I got a what is that, a diamond kind of thing. That is the blessings of the Lord, and then the devotional service, which is giving a, what is that, great happiness. It is a transcendental happiness. He was the transcendental bliss, wherein he came there to get the opulent, that is the material, which is like a glass pieces. That's what he compares in that purport actually. He realized the material anchoring and material needs, whatever we feel that I need to acquire, I need this, I need that. Those are all temporary things we'll be utilizing here, and then one day we have to leave. Wherein the permanent one is the transcendental bliss, Guru Maharaj, and then later on he respected. Correct? Now, when they came to receive, Suniti got even Suruchi also to receive Guru Maharaj. So she the mother, even though she was not given the importance by the king Uttanapada, how actually as a great devotee she did. Being a devotee only you can show that mentality. So whereas the people who are on the material platform, obviously they will think in the negative way. How actually the positive approach taken by Suniti, and how the negative way the queens of Chitraketu took. That made a major disaster there. Correct? Na? So enviousness will never give peaceful to them also, and then to others also. Obviously, every action has its reaction, which has to be passed through by that particular living entity. So punishment will be certainly there. So I think we have studied about the hellish planets in previous canto. Correct? Na? So poisoning, aggressors we have studied in first chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. 6 types of aggressors. Poisoning. Okay. So obviously that sin is not a forgivable sin. And then there are hells also for the punishment. They would have got punishment, certainly. Okay. Hope I think I have clarified, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Any doubts?
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So if not, I think I have taken a lot of time. Sorry for that. Okay. Vancha kalpadarubyasya kripa sindhu bevacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम।